Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya.
Namaskaram. Today I am going to chant Canto 91 Bhagavata Dharma. Sri Krishna Tatpadopasanamabhayatamam Padvamityartha Drishte Matsavyasyaartasya Manye Vyapasarati Bhayam Yena Sarvatmanaiva Yatavatat Pranitattaniha Bhajana Vidhi Nastito Moha Marge Dhavanapya Vritakshaha Skalati na Kuhuche Devadeva Kilatmana. O Lord Krishna, for man who has become the victim of endless miseries because of the wrong acceptance of ephemeral values as true and enduring, thy service I consider is the best haven of refuge. For thereby involvement in samsara, repeated births and deaths, is overcome completely forever. O Lord of Lords, O Soul of all beings, a person who steadily follows the path of devotion promulgated by thee can close his eyes and run along the world's delusive paths without any fear of slipping. Bhuman kayena vacha muhurapi manasa tadvala preriratma yadyat kurve samastam tadiha paratare tvaya savaparyami jatyapiha शपाकस्तवै निहितमनः कर्मवागीन्द्रियार्थ प्राणो विश्वं पुनीतेन तु विमुखमनास्तवत्पदादिपर्ययः. O all-pervading being, whatever I do with body, speech and mind, prompted by thy power, expressing as tendencies from within, all that I offer at the feet of thee, the Supreme Spirit, even if a person be of low birth, if he has resigned his mind, power of action, speech, senses, and vital energies at thy feet, he sanctifies the worlds. But vain indeed is the pride of a Brahmana in his high birth, if his mind is turned away from thee. Bhitirnama dvitiyada bhavati nanu manah kalpitancha dvitiyam tenaikhyabhyasashilo hridayamiha satha shakti buddhaya nirundhyama maya vidvetu tasmin punarapina tatha bhati mayadhinatam तत्त्वां भक्त्या महत्या सत्तमनुभज नीशभीतिं विजम्यमाम्. Fear arises from the consciousness of a second different from oneself. This consciousness of a second is an imaginary superimposition of mind. Therefore, I am trying my best through discrimination to discipline the mind in the consciousness of oneness. But when this power of discrimination is overpowered by thy Maya, no amount of effort is of any avail in getting established in unitary consciousness. Therefore, O Lord, I am trying to overcome the fear of samsara by constant and devoted worship of thee, the Master of Maya. Bhakti-rupati vruddhi tava charana-jupam sangamenaeva pumsamasadye पुण्यभाजान् श्रिय इव जगति श्रीमतां सङ्गमेन तत्सङ्गो देवभूयान्मम खलु सततं तन्मुखादुन्मिषद्भिस्तवन्माहात्म्यप्रकारैर्भवति च सुदृढा भक्तिरुद्धूतपापा. It is by association with thy devotees that bhakti germinates and develops in men who have auspicious deeds to their credit. Just as in this world it is the relationship with prosperous men in various ways that leads to the prosperity of people. Therefore, O Lord, may I have always contact with holy men, and through hearing from them narratives and hymns dealing with thy excellences, may I, with all my sins effaced, become established in firm and wholehearted devotion. श्रेयो मार्गेषु भक्तावधिकबहुमतिर्जन्म कर्माणि भूयो गायन् क्षेमाणि नामान्यपि तदुभयतः प्रद्रुतं प्रद्रुतात्मा उद्यद्वासः कदाचित् कुहचिदपि रुदन क्वापि गर्जन प्रगायन्नुमादिव प्रणृत्य नहि कुरु करुणां लोकबाह्यश्वरेयम्. Preferring the path of devotion from among the disciplines for the attainment of moksha, I shall fervently chant again and again thy names and accounts of thy achievements in thy incarnations, to sanctifying and spiritually elevating until with my mind melting with loving emotion, I shall sometimes laugh, sometimes cry, sometimes shout, sometimes sing aloud, and sometimes dance in ecstasy, and move about like one who has lost one's link with society and its conventions. O Lord, deign to bestow this state of mind on me. भूतान्येतानि भूतात्मकमपि सकलं पक्षिमत्स्यान्मृगादीन् मर्त्यान्मित्राणि शत्रूनपि यमितमति स्तवन्मयान्यानमानि त्वत्सेवायां हि सिद्ध्येन्मम तव कृपया भक्तिदाढर्यं विराग स्तवतस्त्व स्यावबोधोऽपि च भुवनपते यत्नभेदं विनैव. Having disciplined by my mind to see thy presence in everything, I shall salute all beings, the five elements and all the products of their combinations, as also these living beings like birds, fish, animals and men, including friends and even enemies. Thus, following the path of devotion, I shall through thy grace attain to deep-rooted God love, dispassion and knowledge of thy truth nature simultaneously, just as by swallowing a morsel of food one gets satisfaction of hunger, enjoyment of taste and bodily strength all at once. No muhyana kshutrudadyair bhavasarani bhavaistava nillinashayatva चिंता सातत्यशाली निमिषलवमपि तत्पदादप्रकम्पः इष्टानिष्टेषु तुष्टिव्यसन विरहितो मायिकत्वावबोधा ज्योत्स्नाभिस्तवन्नकेन्दोरधिकं शिशिरितेनात्मना सञ्जरेयम. Overcoming the sufferings of worldly life like hunger and thirst through the emergence of the mind in thee, never deviating from thy feet even for a second through constant meditation on thee, and eschewing both joy and sorrow in prosperity and adversity through the perception of the unreality of both. May I be fit to wander about with a mind cooled by the light of the moon of thy toenails. भूतेषवेषु त्वदैक्यस्मृति समधिगतौ नाधिकारो अग्नुना चेत्त्वप्रेम त्यक्तमैत्री जडमतिषु कृपाद्विटसु भूयादुपेक्षा अर्चायां वा सर्मचा कुतुकमुरुतर श्रद्धया वर्धतां मे त्वत्त्वं संसेवि तथापि धृतमुपलभते भक्तलोकोत्तम त्वम्. If I be unfit now to have the experience of thee as one with all beings, without any difference of good and bad, friend and foe, let me be endowed with loving devotion to thee, which will find expression as the feeling of friendliness towards thy devotees, kindliness towards persons in ignorance, and indifference towards enemies. Or in the alternative, let me at least be endowed with great faith and absorption in the adoration of holy images, which form of service to thee can also raise one without much delay to the highest pinnacle of divine love. आवृत्य त्वत्स्वरूपं क्षितिजलमरुदाध्यात्मना विक्षिपन्ति जीवानभूयिष्टकर्मावलिविवशगतीनं दुःखजाले क्षिपन्ति त्वन्मायामाभिभूमामयि भुवनपते कल्पते तत्प्रशान्त्यै त्वत्पादे भक्तिरेवेत्यवदवै विभो सिद्धयोगी प्रबुद्धः. Projecting this world of becoming with all its material combinations like earth, water, air, etc. on the substratum of thy being, after having first hidden it by the film of ignorance, thy Maya subjects the jivas to the enjoyments and sufferings of this world of becoming according to their previously acquired merits and demerits. O Lord of all, O all-pervading being, let not this Maya of thine overpower me. Only devotion to thee can neutralize this Maya and its effects. So said the great yogi Prabuddha. दुःखान्यालोक्य जन्तुष्वल मुदितविवेको अहमाचार्यवर्या लब्ध्वा तद्रुपतत्त्वं गुणचरितगताद्युदभवद भक्तिभूमा मायामेनां तरित्वा परमसुखमये त्वत्पदे मोदिता हे तस्यायं पूर्वरङ्ग पवनपुरपते नाशया शेषरोगान्. Having obtained discriminative insight by observing the miseries of creatures, may I be enabled to approach a spiritual teacher and be instructed by them in thy true nature. So instructed may I cross this Maya with the help of intense devotion generated by listening to the accounts of thy excellences and sportive activities, and thereby begin to delight in that bliss of which thy state is constituted. O Lord of Guruvayur, as a preparation for this, may thou be propitious enough to eradicate all my ailments. So the Canto 91 is completed. I'll be back with the next canto in the coming week. Till then, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat.